Hello, Alaskan camper rebuild part, who knows, getting up there towards 20. I plan on making this video and one more. This video is just going to be kind of showing you how things are, and the next video will be after I make a couple changes. Really, I've just been camping for quite a bit, figuring out what was right, what was wrong, what I needed to change. Hadn't finished it, but I knew that I wasn't going to have it exactly how I wanted it yet, so I think I've used it enough to know what needs to change, and then I can really put the finishing touches on it. One thing I have done is I went down to just north of the Bay Area, just north of San Francisco, and bought a couple new doors. And the top door I've already switched out. You can see it there with that handle. Here's the old one. It was just tore up. You can see from going up and down and sliding on it wrong, or sliding on the underneath side and rubbing. It was pretty tore up. It would have worked. It would have done just fine. The problem I was having, though, that wasn't working out was the door handle. You can see that door handle there. I bought a replacement. That doesn't work. It doesn't work because this thing has to slide down over the bottom part, and that door handle sticks out. So the door wouldn't shut all the way when it was down. The doors that I found down by San Francisco have the original handle on it, and it sits flush, as you can see. So it'll slide down over this part without hitting and rubbing, which is, I'm sure, what happened with this. I haven't switched out the bottom door yet, as you can see. That's all busted up and tore up. But sooner or later, I'll get to that. Anyway, I'm showing you how things are, and I kind of wish I would have made this last night before I tore into it, so you can see how it was, and I could explain the changes I'm going to make. But I've already tore into it somewhat. I've already taken the kitchen part of it apart, and I'll show you why when I get in there. Here's going to be the other addition. Little tiny baby wood stove. Looked into finding ways to heat this thing. Heat's going to be important because I plan on taking it up to the mountain and snowboarding with it quite a bit, and camping year round, 4-season type thing. I read up on the propane, on kind of getting some heaters in there or whatever. The little propane tank that I use for the stove, that little size, I don't know what size that is, but I pull that out and I set it over here by the side, and I run the stove hose out that hole, which will have this over it. The next video you see, that should be done. And I plan on taking that door off and using the tin on the outside, this tin, when I tear the door apart, to put over that and patch it and make all this a lot better. There's a lot of stuff here that needs to happen. This needs to come out, needs to be redone. This is dirty, but it's not bad. But anyway, that tin will cover up everything except for which will be built into there somehow and can open up and have the gas hose come out for the tank. It goes into the stove. Anyway, that's one change that's coming up. Let's jump in and I'll show you a few things that's changing on the inside. So the wood stove is going to sit here. I'm going to take off this counter, and the wood stove will sit on that level. So I'll lose both these storage compartments, which stinks because that's very handy. And these just work perfect. They don't slide out. There's just enough tension there. I didn't plan it that way, I think I said in the last couple of videos. But it worked. They work just perfect, and it's been handy having 1, 2 on this side and 1 on this side. And the only reason why I have 1 on this side, as you can see, I took the stove off and the countertop off. The only reason why I had 1 on this side was because these batteries, how they were configured, were into this compartment. You can kind of see that line there where they were sitting. So I took all the solar stuff apart. I took the countertop and the stove off. I'm going to rearrange these batteries so that I can get 2 of these compartments to fit. Before, if I went to, you can see where the little controller thing, this thing, the monitor part of it, and there's the charge controller. The monitor part of it sat right there, and the charge controller sat right there. So you couldn't slide one of these blue bins in, so I basically only had one compartment on this side. Well, if I'm getting rid of these compartments, I just need two. I need two of them. One for dry food storage and one for clothes. It just makes it handy and easy. So I tore all the solar stuff apart, and I'm going to move the batteries and rearrange all this so that I can get two of these compartments out of it, since I'm losing the two on the other side. Go from 3 to only having 2, but I'll have a wood stove in here. It'll be nice and cozy. I do got to make some changes. It's raining today, so I don't know if I'll get much done. Plus, Ohio State and Nebraska play here in a couple hours, so you know that's going to be right in the way of it all. Of getting anything done today. Anyway, that's the big changes that's going to happen. These batteries are going to get repositioned. All the equipment for the solar stuff is going to be repositioned so that it just takes up one of these bays, leaving me 2 bays for storage. As before, I just had this bay that was like half a bay, and I was sticking pans in there and kind of stuffing stuff in there, but that's going to change. That's what I need to do, since this is going to be the wood stove. Anyway, the wood stove will sit, I'll make some kind of hearth thing for it, and then I'll have to put some kind of heat shield on the back, just like you'd have in a home, and I'll have to put a heat shield here against the fridge, because you don't want your stove just sitting there roaring next to the fridge. But anyway, that little wood stove right down there is the bad boy. The garage is still a mess from the whole project. There's really no excuse for that. I should have had it cleaned up by now, but it ain't happening yet. Like I said, I've been camping a lot, figuring out what needs to change with this, and getting ready to dial in. You can see I still don't have trim around here. I don't have trim around here. But like I said, I've just been using it to see what needs to happen before I really finish it. I'm going to build a insert for this window that will take the pipe out for the wood stove. So I'll have to assemble that and disassemble it, take it apart whenever I travel or whenever I get set up. Other than that, there's been a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, I got the new gun rack put up. Woohoo! There's the BLR 270. Other than that, aside from trying to come up with some heat, I looked into propane burners, and I guess that's a real moist heat. So you get a lot of condensation, and people on YouTube were saying that it drips off the ceiling. It gets so bad when you have propane heat and it's cold out. That and then that bottle wouldn't last. You'd have to carry a whole bunch of propane. That's lasted me. That thing was full, and it's lasted me through all my camping trips with cooking. So I like how that works out. You know, if I could get to where I can use this for a while, you know, a couple weeks, and not have to make it to town, that'd be fantastic. But here's the wood stove. And this will go onto whatever. Like I said, it's raining. This is going to go fast. This is going to go up here. And you'll open the window, and I'll put my insert in there. An insert that fills up both sides of this. You can see it doesn't cover the whole window. Some kind of thing where you close the window shut on the insert, and then your pipe through the window is all set. On top of that, here's the pipe. It's going to go through that. It'll be sticking out the side of this thing, coming out the window, coming down into the stove, and I've got an elbow. So the stove won't be sitting like that. The stove will be sitting like this with its back towards the window, and this will be coming out of it like this, and go up through that and out. It's not very long, it's not very big. I'll set it down so you can see more of the size of it. But anyway, that's the plan. That bad boy will have a 45-degree angle coming off of there, and then go into the big pipe and out through the window insert. Anyway, that's the plan. I wish I would have showed you before I tore apart the kitchen how everything was sitting and why it needed to be changed. I kind of got into it, and I'm like, shoot, I should have made a video. So that's why and plus it got dark on me last night with all the solar turned off. I didn't have the lights in there. But anyway, thought I'd stop, make a video, show you what tweaks I was gonna make. Hopefully in a week or two this will all be done and I can make you a final video and show you what it looks like for good. Later.